Welcome to episode 3 of Ankle Sore, part 1. We're going into 2 parts this time, so we've expanded out.
Correct.
We're going to go back to a step back in time, a bit of nostalgia, and we're going to look at Brownlow medalists from the year 2000 to the year 2011.
Some interesting names in there. There's some superstars.
Do you know any of them? Because
Yeah, I know most.
and how about you off the top of your head?
Oh, I can get you. Do you want me to get you going with one of the most infamous ones, in my opinion?
Well, just
Infamous.
Infamous.
Okay.
Hold that thought. So we're going to go through all the years, just talk quickly about the winners, the runners up, a few of the
Maybe
stats.
some votes and games
Maybe
that they
some
played that
votes
year.
and
Okay.
how ordinary the Brownlow medalist was or how worthy he was.
Yeah, we're
Totally agree.
And I reckon we can start away with how worthy he was with the year 2000 Shane
Woden.
Woden. 24 votes that year.
22 games. They played the whole season pretty much, 24 votes.
Yep.
This just proves, and you know my thoughts on the Brownlow boys, right? I'm just going to say one thing about it. Fair enough, there's some worthy winners, do not get me wrong. There's some champions that have won it. But this just shows if you have one good season out of your backside,
Yeah, but that's all it is.
hang on a
right?
second, you can win the Brownlow.
But when
No, so this is where I get my backup, okay? G. Ablett Senior, W. Carey, I can keep going.
You can, and we know
Are you
that.
kidding me?
Yeah,
These
Steve
people,
Kernan,
these
Steve
football,
Silvani.
yep,
Yeah,
these
yeah, you can go
footballers,
on for it, yeah.
these footballers,
Nick Rewalt, Stuart Lowe, Nathan Burke.
these
That's right.
footballers are
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to
you
go
can
into
go for 20
history
years.
without
But-
a Brownlow.
Yeah, but it's
Shane
not about
Woden has a
Shane
Brownlow
Woden.
medal.
Played a good season. Yeah,
Had
Give
a
me
good
a
season.
spell.
Did he
give
have a
me
good
spell.
season?
I don't think
His
it's funny.
team made the grand final and they won
And lost
17 games.
and lost by 7,000
Okay,
points.
so
And
who
they
was
had a
the runner-up?
dream run.
Who was the runner-up
Runner-up
that
was
year?
Scott West, 22 votes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, but he was more consistent.
Yeah,
He's
he would have
actually
been.
good
He's a
footballer.
better player than Shane
And we'll
Woden.
get on to Scott West because he's got an interesting stat. And Andrew McLeod finished 3rd.
The greatest Indigenous football I've
So,
ever seen. I've said that
second.
many a time.
And
Nah.
interesting
Second.
to note.
To who?
Peter Matera.
Nah, can't help
Interesting to note it was a low Brownlow because 8 players all polled 4 best on grounds each as the most.
Really?
So
That's interesting.
it was a
Okay.
pretty low.
Low
and
count, okay.
Michael O'Loughlin, this is just an interesting stat from 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Michael O'Loughlin, 5 best on grounds, 18 votes. That's all he polled.
Hang on.
So got
The-
15 votes in
Sydney
5 games.
player.
Sydney Michael O'Loughlin,
And what did Ray Woden win it with?
24.
24.
So 6 votes he lost it by.
5 games he polled in, got best on ground. In
How
all.
old was he
Incredible.
then? Was that like at the start of his career? Was he like a midfielder or something?
don't know.
'Cause
Yeah, well,
I can't imagine him winning.
He debuted in 96, played his
Yeah, so
first
he was at
year.
his peak then, pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah. So he wouldn't
So
have played forward
that's
like
an
he did
interesting
later
fact
on
for the
to get
year
18
2000.
votes.
That's
Jeez, I didn't know that.
2000.
That's
Anyone else
interesting.
anything to add with the 2000 there?
It was an early
is what
year.
it
It
is.
started in February because the Olympics
Oh,
and the
yeah.
grand final was in July or August. Remember that?
Yeah,
I
vaguely.
do.
yeah.
Vaguely
Yeah.
do remember that.
Jeez, I was only 10 years old.
Oh,
so-
2001, Jason, is it Ackermanis or Ackermanis?
Ackermanis.
Take your pick, mate. Ackermanis, as we know him. 23 votes, 21 games, so pretty much,
Yep.
again, polled
Yep.
similar to Woden.
Didn't poll one vote. One vote. He's,
Oh.
he's all his votes were 3s and 2s.
Threes.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely worthy for me.
Yeah. So that goes to show how good
The
he
bloke,
was. Like,
the
to
bloke was full of it. We know that, but
Yep.
he was an absolute.
But he
Yep.
backed it up.
Oh,
Yep.
Backed it up.
mate, if you can
for
talk the
years.
talk, and we all know that he did, and he can back it
Finished
up.
games out.
Oh, he's a star, mate.
Finished
He was a
grand finals
superstar.
out.
Not a star, he was a superstar.
Yeah,
Jason.
so
Oh,
for me,
the mo-
I'm
yeah.
not sure if there's
Who
anyone
was
else
second
wants
or
to.
third? I'm curious.
Well, Andrew McLeod,
Again.
finished second.
So can you get like a
How does he?
retrospective?
Okay,
like
okay,
he
stop.
deserves one, right?
Ron, give me a.
Just let me-
Yeah, you're going.
6. He got the most best on grounds with 6 that year.
I just want to say,
Six
Unlucky.
POGs that
That's
year.
unlucky.
oh, how did he not win a? Talking about who did not win a absolute
His history
out
is
and out superstar.
So 97-98 wins the Norm Smith.
Yep.
2000 runner up in the
Finished-
Brownlow. 2001.
An absolute.
Changes your mind about
Sorry,
Andrew
Vito.
McLeod?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with
Thank
you.
you.
The greatest Indigenous
He-
player. One of the all-time great AFL players of all
Thank
time.
you.
No doubt.
There's no doubt
and
about
he's
that.
an
He was as
underrated
clean,
player.
silky as you'll ever
Yep.
see, mate.
He's an underrated player that polled in the most games, which
Jeez,
is
that,
10.
that's actually
and
important.
this is Josh Franco.
Okay.
Josh
Not a bad
Franco,
footballer.
he was
Not a bad
good.
footballer.
Finished 3rd.
Okay.
Finished
Yeah, I remember he had a
He was,
couple good
you know what
seasons.
though, with him, he was nothing flashy, but he was
No,
consistent.
he's a good player.
Yeah.
He was good.
He was consistent. That's interesting.
Isn't he assistant coach at Hawthorn or something now?
I don't know.
So I don't think he's at Port Adelaide, but anyway.
No.
All right.
Fremantle?
Possibly.
Underrated player. 002, Simon Black.
25 votes, 22 games. Mate,
5 best on
Superstar.
grounds and
Let me
polled
guess,
in
Andrew
11
McLeod
games.
second again?
No, but Josh Franco second.
Okay, who got
So he finished second.
Like I said, he had a couple of good seasons.
couple
so
of
it's
really
not-
good
yeah.
years.
Simon Black was just
he's
the
a
gentleman of
superstar.
football, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Simon
He was.
Black, as you go through the stats, when we go further into this, his top 5 place gettings was.
Yeah, I believe you. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that everyone likes.
Yeah.
But you know what? Did he
Everyone
ever-
likes watching him
I
play.
know you hate saying it.
Silky,
but
smooth.
Did he ever
Make
put? Did he
mistakes.
ever put a foot wrong, Simon
Nah.
Black?
Incredible
In his last
handballer.
year or two, yeah, he's
He's
He's just
lethal left
vision,
foot.
vision, clean.
Yeah.
when he started,
Classy.
he was an ugly footballer.
Yeah.
I hated the way he moved and that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
When he just looked ugly. Like,
Yeah, maybe
even
he's
his
just
kicking
trying to
style and
find.
that.
He's trying to find his way. I don't know.
Well, he found it and he
And
made
40
it his own.
touches in his Norm Smith grand final
Yeah,
was elite
fair effort.
against Collingwood.
Fair effort. He's
So,
a star.
yeah, absolutely.
And Shane Crawford third.
Third.
Well
Okay,
behind
yeah.
though.
Good player. Croft.
003 was the tie.
Yep.
Was
Ty Zantuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mark Rashudo,
Ty Esler.
Yeah.
Adam Goods, Nathan Buckley. The
So
tie.
yep, they all played.
You remember that, don't you?
Yeah,
I
22
do.
votes. So they were both Rashudo and Goods played 22 games and Buckley played 21.
Shouldn't that count for something?
Why shouldn't he have won it? Less games,
Yeah,
same votes.
if
you're
you
right.
want to
Oh,
split it,
yeah.
like that should count for something.
He also
I reckon.
played. He polled in more games too.
Buckley.
Yeah, he polled in 12.
Well, if you ask me about those, look, well, I don't want to talk about Goods because I think,
But
don't get me wrong, he was a
stars. They're all
star. Goods.
stars. All three of them are stars. There's no doubt
Rashudo
about
a
that.
star?
Rashudo
Yeah.
polled in 10 games to win.
Jeez, he's a star, Rashudo.
So Rashudo plays 3 more games, he wins it.
Yeah,
But
possibly.
then Buckley played in 21 games, the
Yeah.
others played in 22.
Right. So, does that make him more worthy? I don't know. I mean, they're all
I don't know,
stars.
but well,
I
I
don't like
just think I don't know about Rashudo being a Brownlow medalist, but anyway,
not a good player.
Tony Liberatore won a Brownlow, please.
I'll tell you who got the
Please.
most best
One
on grounds
good
that year,
season
and
for
he
him.
didn't
Exactly.
finish in the top 3, and that was Ben Cousins.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
He didn't.
No, didn't finish in the top 3, finished 4th.
That's interesting.
Okay, that's interesting.
And your mate, Andrew McLeod,
Fifth.
18 votes. How many best on grounds?
Six
Got to be.
best on grounds. That's all.
No
he polled.
2s, no 1s.
So he was either
6
set the
best
world
on
alight,
grounds.
mate. He used to just.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's a superstar.
So that's 3s in a row now.
Thank you. And I've been saying it for years. The
Well,
greatest.
I've never disagreed with you.
No, you said Adam Goods at one stage.
I did, and I apologise. I'll take it back. I'll
worries.
never say it again.
04.
04 at the time probably was the biggest landslide, the most obvious winner at the time leading in
30 votes, 22 games.
was Chris Judd.
Absolutely. An absolute
Valid, granted,
star.
superstar.
Star. You know, he won that at West
At
Coast,
the-
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
He was absolutely
Oh, he was
unstoppable.
unstoppable. Yeah. Yeah.
Run through packs,
Yeah.
kick
And-
goals.
At the time, 7 best on grounds. That's the most.
That's all you need
at
to
the
know.
time was a record.
Chris Judd.
And
Mate.
then your Mark Rashudo finished 2nd.
So they're about
And Chad Corns finished 3rd.
Chad Corns, he had a couple of good seasons.
Chad
He was a good
Corns.
player. In his
consistent. He was
Yeah.
consistent. I'll give him
Better
consistent.
forward or better defender?
Nah, forward.
Forward.
Oh.
I thought forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right down back in here.
He did,
don't
but I
know.
thought he was
he was
better
a good.
forward.
He was just a good servant to Port Adelaide.
Yeah.
But it's funny, Chris Judd again. One of those players that everyone loves.
Yeah.
Chris Judd, Simon Black, Robert Harvey.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
Just
Exactly.
everyone's happy for him.
But
to
Judd's,
win, you know?
Yeah.
Judd's pace at West Coast was
Oh, he was incredible. There was that one game
When he was
against
in his
Brisbane.
prime,
That one game against Brisbane, kicked 5 goals in the second quarter.
Yeah, that's
Then
one of the
he
best.
announced
It's one of the
himself.
best quarters of footy you'll ever
Oh,
see, I
he's
reckon, by an individual.
incredible.
No, he's a
Yeah,
superstar.
incredible.
Okay.
2005 was
Oh, my boy.
a low scoring Brownlow medal year.
Your boy.
Ben Cousins won it with just 20 votes.
And 21 games.
Okay.
Now,
And
I'll be
yep.
interested to see who's second and third in this one because I don't know. Not that he's not worthy.
you know, Ben Cousins had the cooters. Get the ball
Yeah.
under his arm, see you later, mate. And
But please don't compare him. One used to pick it up with his hand. This one pick it up with his
I know,
rugby.
but what I'm saying
He
is
was tremendous.
He's a good player.
Ben
He's a good
Cousins,
player. Very
for
good
great
me,
player.
for me, was outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding. You don't think he was
I
what?
don't know. Good play, very good player, Ben Cousins.
You don't think he was
Maybe
outstanding?
I'm selling him a bit short, but I don't know.
Why, are you going by his
Outstanding.
history, what's happened?
No,
or?
no, nothing to do with that. No, I mean that's got nothing to do with it. Because if that was the case, Gary Ablett, Wayne Carey wouldn't even be mentioned ever again. But I don't know. I don't know if he's outstanding.
He was blistering.
Blistering.
I don't know if he was blistering. That's what
Oh,
I thought he
and-
was.
you know,
I don't know.
I've seen
think
him.
he was
I've
just
seen him
clean.
live at Etihad, and a few times you sit near the wing, he just get it and just run and just like
Yeah,
see you
fair
later.
enough.
And then he's
And he kicks
pinpoint.
goals.
Maybe I'm just forgetting. Maybe I'm
Pinpoint
just
used to
forgetting.
pinpoint it beautifully to his forwards.
Yeah,
Nah.
yeah.
For me, an absolute.
I might have to go on YouTube
Gun.
and watch some highlights.
Yeah,
I don't know.
'cause he was absolutely-
refresh my memory.
Second Second, like I said, it was a low-scoring Brownlow because second was Daniel Kerr with 19.
Oh, that's
So
right.
They won the flag. They kicked 8 goals that day. Was
yeah,
that
well,
the year? Yeah.
that was the year that.
Oh no, they won. They beat Sydney by. They lost to Sydney.
By a point, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or 2 points, or whatever it was.
So that was the Paul Roos era,
Yep.
where all he went to do was defence.
yeah,
Paul
kicked
Roos
right.
6 goals.
That's
12.
right.
and Ross
So-
Lyon at St Kilda, like back. Let's go back. Let's kick back. Let's kick back. Okay.
So Daniel Kerr 19 votes.
He came second, did he?
Come second. And Nick D'Alessano third.
Oh,
That's
that's
interesting.
interesting. Didn't D'Alessano remember? We're
He's a
forgetting
good
here.
player.
Absolute gun in his prime.
He was a good player before he went to North. Serviceable at North.
Oh, he was
but-
good at North End, I thought.
Yeah.
But he
D'Alessano?
wasn't his
he was
best
good at
years.
North. Yeah.
Nowhere
No,
near
no, not his
years.
best. No,
Serviceable.
I think it was better than serviceable. Eh?
Serviceable at North. I thought he was
His
good at
first
North.
year at North when they
Good.
made the preliminary
Yeah, I thought he was
final.
good at North.
When they made the preliminary final, he was
Yeah.
fantastic. I thought.
Fantastic.
Him and Jarrell
Yeah,
Waite
and
and
Sean
he goes-
Higgins.
all three of them I thought were
Okay.
pivotal. Don't you think they were
It was
pivotal that
almost
year?
the best 3 gets the club's had
For years.
since the 70s 10-year rule.
Okay. Fair enough.
And that's not even
10-year
being
rule.
biased.
Jeez, remember that, eh?
Just an interesting one. 7 players. Sorry, the top 5 all polled 7 best on grounds.
That's
West,
unbelievable.
Pavlich, Power, and Ling. So
Cameron Ling.
There were some big names
Ling.
there polling big votes.
That's
Big best
interesting.
on grounds.
That could have been anyone's Brownlow.
Yeah.
Anyone's Brownlow when you look at it like that.
What year was that?
005.
05 and Cousins won it, yeah.
And 20 years before that, it was Sheedy's premiership.
Sheedy.
That's right.
Or 21 years, I should say, 1984.
007, Geelong won everything that year.
006
including-
we've missed.
Sorry, 006. Oh, yeah, I've gone one ahead.
Yeah.
006, Adam Goods.
So 3 years, 2 Brownlows. Yeah. See, I know, and people want to argue he's probably the best Indigenous. I still say McLeod because, again,
I just want to know who's
Brownlow-
finished second and third. I'm curious that year.
Scott West again.
again.
So that makes it 2 seconds and 2 fourths in 6 years for
West,
Scott West.
Yeah. And who came third? You've got that by any
Yeah,
chance?
Daniel Kerr.
Okay.
So Daniel Kerr finished in the top 3.
And he polls pretty good, doesn't he, Daniel Kerr?
Yeah. He
Never
was
won a
unlucky
Brownlow,
because
did
he
he?
had Judd.
But you look at
Judd
this,
and he had
right?
Cousins.
God,
Yeah.
Judd. I'm sorry. That's, for me, the best midfield I've ever seen.
Oh, no doubt.
People argue the Ackermanis
Bartel,
Black. No.
Bartel, Ablett, Selwood.
Yeah, fantastic. What about, so then you can go Brisbane. So
Yeah,
you can
Black,
go
Ackerman-
Ackermanis and,
yeah.
no, who was it?
Lappin.
Lappin and who's the other? Voss.
And Voss.
Boss.
I still think Judd, Kerr and Cousins get the chocolates for me.
What about Richmond?
Martin.
Dustin Martin. That's it.
That's a good midfield.
No, but do you
Martin,
agree?
Cochin and Castagna.
What about the Judd Kerr Cousins pace fact on those three?
Yeah, absolutely.
And ball usage. Nah,
Absolutely.
Best midfield I've ever seen.
It's an
Better than
interesting.
Swallow, Riggio and Pratt.
Oh, goodness.
Move on. Let's move on.
007. Daniel Kerr got 6 best on grounds that year, which was the most too.
07.
07, Geelong won everything. I'll go back to saying that. They won the Brownlow as well.
yeah,
Jimmy
yeah.
Bartel.
Yep, 29 votes, 20 games. That's a pretty good vote.
Yeah, that's a lot of votes in 20
Again,
games.
I thought he was
8 best on grounds.
I thought he's a very good footballer, but for me, he's one of those. He was
Yeah.
consistent. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, and he was good. But again, he just had an outstanding year and won the
Was
Brownlow.
he a match winner?
No,
Yes.
Was he a match winner?
I don't think he was.
Surrounded by Chappie.
That's my point.
I'll give
At the
I'll
time.
give you an unofficial stat on Jimmy Bartel. When it rained, best player in the AFL.
Yep.
Oh, perhaps in that regard.
Fact. If you go back and look at the games where it rained and Geelong was struggling,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
behind,
probably right.
and he gets them over the line every time.
Okay.
I'll
That's
tell you
not
what
gonna
was
argue with that,
interesting
but-
in this particular year. Doing the research was great because it gave me a little bit more knowledge on the Brownlow. Brent Harvey finished second that year.
No way. 07.
Yeah. Yep.
What did he poll?
22 votes.
Jeez.
So he's miles off because Jimmy
Yeah.
Bartel won by
Yeah.
7
7
votes.
votes.
And that surprised me
Yeah,
that Brent Harvey finished. And, of course, Simon Black.
I'm black.
Of course. I didn't know that about Boomer, though. That's an interesting stat. You're right.
Just a quick one on Daniel Kerr. 7 best on grounds for 21
votes.
votes.
That's
That's
amazing.
massive. That's
So he's had a
massive.
good
So
3
I'm
years.
going to repeat.
Great
I'm
3
just going to go back. Kerr, Cousins, Judd.
He's had a
2
great,
Brownlows. All those up and get. Cousins won a Brownlow. Kerr's got all those. I'm
he's had
sorry.
a great 3 years.
Oh, look, there's
An argument.
There's
Voss
an argument
Black
for
as
the
well.
Voss Black Ackermanis. Even the Geelong one, Selwood,
Oh,
Bartel.
yeah, no, I'm sorry. Judd, Kerr, Cousins for me. What do you think?
Gary Ablett
I know we're
Jr.,
going off a little
Judd
bit.
Kerr Cousins I loved.
They were the best to watch.
Yeah,
but
I
anyway,
loved.
Okay.
I
we're going
loved.
off the beaten track a little bit there.
Yep.
But anyway,
008 I didn't have much for it because Adam Cooney won it.
24 votes, 22 games.
Yep.
Played the whole season, 24 votes.
Won it. Does he go back to a Shane Woden?
Not that
Oh, I
bad.
think he was
Example?
better. I
Not
think
that bad,
His
Ange.
knee killed him.
Just,
Did, yeah, he had a bad knee, didn't
just
he?
a very good footballer for me.
Very good. He was
Refresh my
very
memory
good.
on the year of they had. Like,
Oh wait, I can't.
Yeah.
we should probably.
I mean, they played in a preliminary final, the dog. Oh, they No, that was a bit early for the
2008.
preliminary finals.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they were nowhere. I think Cooney, because he was the number one draft
But
pick.
you know
so
what?
yeah, it's
Cooney
expected.
was a high draft pick. We know that.
Yeah.
And again, I just think it was one of those seasons where he just maybe look again. I can't remember.
Well, who finished
I haven't
second
got a
or
lot of
third?
memory on the 2008
Let's
Simon Black
there you go.
and Gary Ablett.
and Gary Ablett.
So doesn't that tell you the fact that he beat Simon Black and Gary Ablett in a Brownlow there, the sensational season,
Gary Ablett's, that was his
breakout
breakout
year,
year, wasn't it?
But doesn't that tell you that must have had a pretty good season?
And that's
Cooney?
right. Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying, if we're talking about one season, fair enough. If we're talking about careers, it was
Well, it's
just
about
to
one.
make-
Brett, no.
Well,
we're
the
talking
Brownlow was about one
year, mate.
season, that's true.
Like, that's the thing. Like,
Fair enough.
all the
Okay.
stats that Andrew's saying about the vote, that's tremendous.
My
That's
question:
true.
is he a worthy winner?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Touch and go.
Yep.
I touch and go.
Okay.
Yep. 2009.
Hmm.
And now Gary Ablett comes to
Fruition.
his fruition.
30 votes, 19 games.
Polled in 13 of them.
That's
Sensational.
quite
Polled in 13
mesmerising.
of them. 8 best on
Absolutely.
grounds.
What do you? What more can you say?
No,
to
yeah,
coin a
exactly.
phrase. To coin a phrase.
That's exactly
Pardon the
right.
pun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Right. There's nothing else to say about him.
No,
Mr.
he's-
Judd finished second.
Yep.
And Lenny Hayes, 6 best on grounds,
Leonard.
finished third.
Leonard.
Leonard Hayes.
Leonard Hayes.
He's a good footballer.
Here's another one for Simon Black, he finished fourth.
Of course he did.
Of course he
So
did.
Simon Black fourth means that he finished in the top 5 for the 4th year in a row since his 002
Okay.
Brownlow. 4 years in a
Far
row.
out.
So he won his 002 Brownlow, had a couple of lean years, and in the last 5 years,
Okay.
finished in the top.
So is it still Brisbane or West Coast? The
No, West Coast for me. West Coast for me. Brisbane unbelievable. I'm not having Brisbane incredible.
All right.
But West Coast just
Okay.
for me.
210.
More exciting, I think.
Yeah, 210 was Chris Judd.
Yeah, well, that goes into him coming second the year before, like
Yeah.
you just said.
Yep.
So the bloke's an absolute
Yeah.
joke.
So when did he come second, Chris Judd?
2009.
And then won it in 10 with same 30 votes, 19 games, same as Ablett.
So
Eight best
in
on
2010, he was at Carlton.
Correct.
So if my memory serves me correctly, in 2009, he had a bad groin injury.
He did. Yeah.
3/4 of the way, and he still finished second in the
Yeah.
Brownlow.
Yep.
That's a superstar.
One of the
player.
all-time greats.
Yeah,
You've
one
got
of
to
the
put him down,
all-time
mate. There's no doubt
Absolutely.
about it.
No, I mean that because I remember he was
And not just
really
that,
injured.
you walk into another club and poll 30 votes in 19 games.
First
right.
year, win a Brownlow.
Are you
yeah.
serious?
He's a superstar, Chris Judd.
Just
Really,
Superstar, no
one
doubt.
of my favourites.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And absolute worthy winner for
Ablett
sure.
finished second.
Yep.
And Dane Swan, first time we see
First
him
time we see
in the
Swanee.
and probably had no stickers in that year.
And you know what's funny about all that?
Yeah.
Which will lead into him winning into next year, as you were going to say.
Yep.
With 34 votes,
Massive.
Yeah, massive.
21 games.
That's the most up until that time for votes and most games polled. 14.
For me,
14.
And you know what
How
I
many
think-
games did he play?
21.
So he polled in 14 of 21 games.
That's massive.
34 votes.
That's a big effort.
Huge. There was another bloke that unfortunately got 8 best on grounds and finished second. Sam Mitchell. You'd be bleeding.
Far out.
You've been given 8 BAGs and you haven't won the Brownlow.
That's incredible.
You
These,
would've-
you
you
know,
would've won
these
the last
days,
6
these,
Brownlows.
yeah, these days you'd be.
But he ended up with one eventually,
He did.
retrospectively.
And our mate Nicky Del Santo finished third. So he had two. He had
Okay.
2 top 3 finishes.
Okay, that's actually interesting. That's really interesting. Del Santo, geez, he's
And
polled a lot
Sam
more
Mitchell,
votes
obviously,
than I
his
thought.
30 votes was the most
Okay, so-
votes without winning a Brownlow.
I think we've covered. I think we should just go to 2012. I think just because that was an interesting one. And I think we'll just finish up with
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it was controversial. We can finish with 212.
And you know what I've got for that?
Also controversial.
So I'll tell you what's controversial.
So-
I've got no votes on there.
So I did say
You know
we're
what
going
I
to
put-
211, but
You know-
we'll go to 212.
Yeah, I think so. We'll finish up with 212. I think I've put void. Please don't take the Euron out of it.
Medal not awarded.
Awarded, not medal.
got
Ankle.
it.
Joe
It's got him
Watson.
thinking.
Correct.
Okay.
Mitchell
So-
and Cochin, please don't
So
embarrass me.
originally Joe Watson won it
Yep.
with
Yep.
30 votes.
Then obviously the Essendon saga.
Yeah.
And then obviously Trent Cotchin and Sam Mitchell.
Please.
Okay, so
6 months
was it a
later.
voted, awarded or not? It was, right?
Yeah, of course it was. I
was
put
awarded
void
as a
because I don't
tie.
think it counts.
For Cotchin and Mitchell.
Why doesn't it count?
How do you, don't, you don't want to give it to Watson, that's fine.
Yeah, but someone's got to get the Brownlow. So why should they be void, as you say?
Do you know
of
what
a
the
Brownlow?
votes difference was in that?
Yeah. Gary Watson got 30 at the time.
Oh, they got 26 and 26.
26 each.
So why shouldn't they get one?
And the other thing is going back. I'm not going to go on about this saga thing. No, let me finish this. Oh, I'm going to answer your question. I'm not going to go about the saga because that's not what we're here for. We're here for Brownlow Medal. So I'm just going to touch on it though. Again, all that stuff that's going on. You've taken the Brownlow off a bloke. Did he actually cheat? I'm just saying. I'm just making a point. I don't follow
We
Essendon.
might never know.
It wasn't
Right.
definitive,
So,
was it?
But they
in this
did.
country, it's innocent until proven guilty. I thought. Yeah. So for me, unless you've proven categorically that he's done something wrong, he should have his Brownlow. That's my opinion.
They did, though. It's
You
not for us to
Was
say
he
whether
one of
guilty or
the
not.
23 players, whatever it was, that was banned?
Yes.
Well, then you can't have the Brownlow.
Yeah.
Was he proven to have any
Yes.
substance that was illegal?
Well,
in
I
his
don't know,
system?
but
Well,
they
he was guilty and
were
got
guilty.
suspended. So
If they suspended
I'm
him,
just going to once
It's
more.
a good question,
A
but-
farce.
it was a farce.
An
It was poorly
absolute
handled.
farce. And Job, you should have had that Brownlow. That's
poorly
my
handled.
opinion.
okay, fair enough, but that's not what I asked you.
Right.
So because he's been banned, does that mean that Cochin
Oh
and
well,
Mitchell
fair
don't
enough.
win
If
one?
that's how you want to look at
Like
it, that's
it's not
fair
their
enough.
fault. They've got no affiliation.
No,
with
it's
him
not.
there, so-
No, I agree with
But I
that.
think one of them actually said that they felt a little bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Fair enough.
What was the word that they used? Like I felt a bit.
Yeah.
So,
No.
so the AFL should have done that before Brownlow night.
Yeah.
And disqualified him, and that's the end of it. They would have got it on the night.
No, but it hadn't have come out on Brownlow night,
No,
did
that's
it?
true. Yeah, it came out a few years later.
came
didn't
out,
it?
like-
or the investigator may have
That's
come
my
out.
point. This is
Yeah.
that was a farce and handled very
Oh,
poorly, in my
yeah, but-
opinion.
But we all know.
Well, but I think the whole, and again, we're
going
getting
off
off
the beat.
Brownlow, but I think even the way they organised the lists, how when they suspended all those players,
Yeah.
they could have done it better instead of blokes like Mitch Brown running around for him.
Well,
They could
he's
have
still
done
there
it
now.
better. Oh, no. No, he's retired, I think.
Has he?
No, he's in Melbourne. He's in Melbourne.
Yeah, well, he's still
so-
running around.
he's
though.
They
so-
could have done
yeah.
that better, and
Yeah.
I don't know, were they running?
Oh,
was
I
it
just
time
think I just
constraints?
think Joe Watson was stiff, bad.
Can I
Anyway.
just mention
Fair
who
enough.
finished fourth on the night, but finished
Second,
second
yeah.
officially?
And I don't even know who you're talking about.
Scott Thompson, Adelaide.
Really?
Oh, dear.
Jeez, he was a
25
good
votes.
footballer, wasn't
He
he?
was a good
Underrated.
footballer.
He was
He
good
was tough and
footballer.
clean, mate. He was good.
Yeah,
Just
he was
think,
good.
if Scott Thompson gets a 2-voter,
How many did he get
We're
them?
talking him as a Brownlow
Brownlow
medal
medalist.
winner.
So-
Lost by a vote.
One vote.
Yeah,
25.
25, yeah, correct.
Oh, that's unlucky. And
He
he's
could have
never
been a Brownlow
spoken about
medalist.
in this year.
Nah, never.
That's
Okay.
that's a fantastic stat, Angela.
And his first club?
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Yes.
Melbourne.
Yes. Man, I forgot he's only there for a year, maybe two.
A wealth
Oh,
of knowledge
barely
on
though.
this table.
Well, that was episode 3, part 1.
Correct.
Quick, short, and sharp. We loved it though. The research was
Oh, it's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
was great on it.
Research.
I think we've spoken more. We didn't really need to elaborate on too many of those. Some of those plays spoke for themselves, in my opinion.
Nah. And we're going into 2013
13.
to 2022 for episode
Yep.
3.1, point 2.
Point 2, whatever you
Part
want to
two.
call it.
Yeah, part 2. Yeah.
So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good one.